Andrew Mason, Denver Sports here. Appreciate you watching. Like, comment, share, subscribe on the Denver Sports YouTube channel. This here is Trent Sherfield, Broncos free agent acquisition, wide receiver, special teamer. Have to mention that because we see you out there on punt, on kickoff, getting downfield. First of all, how much pride do you take kind of in that part of your game and also being a leader in that phase of the team?
Yeah, I take a lot of pride in it. I think the biggest thing for me is when I came into the NFL as an undrafted free agent in Arizona. That was basically my end, to be able to make a roster. Obviously, I got the opportunities when I was a rookie to make plays on offense and stuff like that, but the biggest part was the special teams, and I think that being able to hone in on that and being able to craft that is really just added another element to my game. To where I firmly believe that I'll be able to play this game as long as I want to, as long as I just continue to just keep that at the forefront. Obviously, I'm not disregarding offense at all, don't get me wrong, but I think that playing special teams is a vital part of the game, and I've learned that as I've grown, right? You come into the league, you think that you know it, you think you know how things go, you think the offense is the most important thing, but then you start to learn that every yard matters. Then you start to learn that, down in the punt, inside the 50 at the 1 yard line is just as important, for the game, and games are won and lost by 3 points, and there's close margin, and so I think that that's something that's always been a part of me, always been a part of my DNA. You can go all the way back to college. Our special teams coach, Jeff Jenick, made us play special teams, and I was a 4-year starter captain, and he made us start on special teams, so I think that that has helped me a lot. So
I was going to ask you kind of who helped you learn that, but you sort of mentioned it. So to kind of fast forward now, you're out there working. What are you learning from Darren Rizzi out here? Because he's not just one of the leading special teams coordinators. He's the guy who also kind of crafted this new kickoff rule, so he's involved kind of in the rules of the game, helping you guys.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I'm learning a lot day by day. I think that's another thing as well, too. Coach Peyton always talks about, being the guy that can receive coaching, whether that's hard coaching, whatever it may be. You never arrive, no matter if you played, 10 years, 2 years, whatever it may be. I always try to put myself in the mind frame, whenever I come into this building, I'm a rookie, because there's always something that I can learn. I don't know everything, and Coach Rizzi has been doing a great job of, teaching his scheme, and I think that's the biggest thing as well, too. When you come from one scheme to another scheme, you have to learn how your new scheme works. And so Rizzi has been doing a great job of implementing the things that he's taught, in the past, his long tenure with the Saints. I mean, he's coached unbelievable guys, JT Gray, Justin Hardy, all those different things. And so it'd be foolish of me not to learn, from this guy when he's already put multiple Pro Bowlers, put guys in position to make plays, all those different things. But he's doing a wonderful job, and I'm so excited to work with him and be able to, potentially to, be one of those Pro Bowl guys, special teams.
Out there, what are your first impressions on punt coverage of Jeremy Crawshaw? Because we saw that period earlier this week where you guys were working on the placement punts and saw you getting down there down some of them, and he was launching some that were hanging in the air 4, 8, 5 seconds, and you were getting down there downing them.
Exactly right. You just said it right on the spot. I mean, you hanging the ball up. If you're inside the 50 and you're hanging the ball up for 5 seconds, I mean, that's having a heyday as a gunner. You love that because it's easy to go get. You're not worrying about if it's going to hit before you get down there, whatever it may be. But Jeremy's doing a great job of placing the punts right where they need to be. And again, it's still early as well too. It's training camp, right? So we're going to work on placements, where the ball needs to go, all those different things. So I'm super excited to work with him as well too.
All the stuff about special teams, though, but we see you making catches, you're going across the middle, making grabs from Bo Nix. Is there still that part of you that wishes, okay, I wish I were a little more involved on offense because I'm going out there, I'm doing it every day, I'm making these grabs every day?
Yeah. I mean, I don't necessarily think it's more so me wishing I'm a part of it. I think that I'll have a role, and whatever that role is, I'll make it work. And I think that that's the biggest thing for me is every single day. The goal for training camp was just to be consistent, stay consistent day by day, never too high, never too low, and just staying right in the middle. And I try to make sure that I'm prepared every time that I come in, and just make sure that I'm whenever my number is called is to make the play. And so for me, I pride myself. Like I said, I think that like I said, for example, I look at myself as a two-way player. I don't look at myself as just a receiver, or I don't look at myself just as a special teamer. And so I'll be as involved as the coaches want me to be, and I'll control the things that I can control, and whether that's blocking, whether that's me playing a bunch of snaps on offense, or whether that's me, doing what I need to do on special teams. Regardless, there's a job for me to do, and I need to get it done. So.
Back in free agency, what was Denver's sales pitch to you that compelled you to come here?
Yeah, I don't even think it was really a sales pitch. I think the biggest thing for me was obviously, like I said, looking at my career and how it's kind of shaped out. Now I'm starting to learn, okay, I want to be with a great offensive-minded coach, and I want to be with a great special teams coach. And I think that obviously when you look at Sean Payton, you're like, Coach Rizzi, I mean, you can't beat it. And so to me, it was just a no-brainer for me to be able to, get with, two coaches who can put me exactly where I need to be, knowing what I do best and being able to utilize what I do best as well too. So
did they kind of tag team you on the sales pitch almost?
A little bit they did. I was able to talk to Sean Payton a little bit, Coach Payton, and he's from the Illinois area. I'm from the Illinois area as well too, and we kind of hit it off in that regard. But obviously, there's not much that needs to be said, from neither one of them. Their resume speaks for themselves, and so that's what kind of led me here. So,
you getting to the NFL, who's the most important person without whom you couldn't have made it here?
I would definitely, first and foremost, say God, for sure, 1,000%. Without him, I'm not the man that I am, I'm not the father that I am, the husband that I am without him. But I would say the individuals, here with us, I would say obviously my wife, my mother, grandfather, everybody back home, grandma. But I would say probably like in the sports world, if that's what you're asking, I would say Larry Fitzgerald. Okay. He was a huge part of my early on success, and really this success all the way coming up to 8 years into the NFL as well too. I was able to go spend a couple of summers with him and train, and be able to kind of just learn from him, pick his brain, see what it means to be a pro. I would say Larry Fitzgerald, Jordan Matthews. Jordan Matthews was kind of like a big brother to me when I was coming out of Vanderbilt. Yeah. He was the only receiver that was at Vandy that kind of made it to the pros, and so he would always come back, and I would always be. I literally made him take me under his wing, and so I was learning from him, kind of learning what it looked like to be a second-round draft pick, what it means to be in the NFL, how to eat right, take care of your body, all those different things, man. But there's a lot of guys, a lot of people that that have really, really helped me, build myself up into, the person that I am today. And even from a special team standpoint, my guy, Chuck Washington, who I played with in Arizona, he was my opposite gunner. We would push each other all the time. Coach Jeff Rogers, who's in Arizona now, would pull me to the side sometimes when I'd be feeling sorry for myself and kind of give me a pep talk and giving me opportunities. And there's so many people, man, that I owe credit to, and so some of those names are definitely pivotal in my success for sure.
And now at this point in your career, your football life, are you looking to kind of pay it forward and these young receivers give lessons to these guys? Oh yeah, absolutely. That's what it's all about. I think that it would be very selfish of me to kind of withhold things that I've learned. And I would say another name too, Coach Jerry Sullivan, David Rye, I had them as well too, Kevin Garver my rookie year, Steve Wilkes, Brian Leftwich, who was the offensive coordinator my rookie year, Coach McCoy, I think he spent some time in, I think he's in with the Chargers now, but I think that all those things that I've learned, from these different individuals, it would be selfish of me not to pass that on to guys. And I think the biggest thing for me, it's not really about the on the field stuff. Like when you get here and you make it through the door, you have somewhat of talent. Now it's just more so about, okay, what does it look like to take care of my body? What does it look like to eat right? What does it look like to be a pro? And so some of those things, like I'm even discussing now with Pat Bryant, like he's kind of like, I kind of making sure to stand on him, just making sure that, because he's a young receiver right now, he's a rookie, and this is probably going to be the longest year of his life. And it's just about, I want to be able to make sure that he knows and understands that, it takes what it takes. And being a pro, and I want to be able to see his career go further than mine, because it's all about doing the right things when it comes to this game. Do you see him growing more as a player or more kind of as a pro, as a person so far? I would say both, man. I think that you as a rookie, you come in, you're like I said earlier, you're expecting it to be one way, and then you get here and you kind of, oh man, that's not what I thought it was. And so you have some old traits that you have in college that you got to get rid of. Then you got to pick up some new ones. And so it's a lot of
trial and error. You know, do I get in the hot tub and cold tub after practice, or do I wait a little bit? Do I lift after practice? There's so many different things, but I see that he's getting better, right? Seen today, he made a bunch of plays today, caught a touchdown, caught a big play explosive play from Bo Nix, and I want him to be better than me. I want him to be the best in the room, because that's what it's all about. And at the end of the day, I'll get down in my career, I'll be done playing, and he's still going to be playing. And I want him to be able to, you know, do the things the right way on the field, off the field, and be able to take care of his family. So,
is he like really receptive to all this teaching?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, he definitely is. Pat Bryant is a great kid, man. I think that we got to steal on him for sure. And really, really receptive. And he's a Champaign, Illinois kid, and so he's right down the road from Danville. And so he knows one of the young guys that that was younger than me, that went to my high school. He went to the University of Illinois. They were really close, and so we kind of hit it off with that. But yeah, I see him getting better every single day, man. I'm trying to stay on him. You know, sometimes I'm hard on him because you rather your teammates be hard on you, because the NFL will be hard on you, you know. And so I'm just trying to show him the right way, show him how to do things, and he's very receptive, very, very receptive. Not just to me, to Cortland, to Coach KC, to Coach Gross, everybody in the room. He's very receptive.
And a few quick questions to kind of wrap this up on. First of all, tell us the story of the first touchdown you ever scored playing football at any level.
Yeah, well, I would say the one that's most important to me is my first NFL touchdown, obviously. It was against Arizona. I was in Arizona my rookie year. We were playing the Falcons, and I was on the outside to the right, and I ran an in cut. I think it was cover 2, dove down inside, made a move at the top. I was wide open, and I came open. I was like, "There's no way I'm this wide open." Caught the ball, touchdown. It was really great. So that was my first memory of my first NFL touchdown.
First NFL game you ever saw in person?
First NFL game that I saw in person. First NFL game that I saw in person. I don't know. The first game that I might have saw was the one I participated in, which is crazy now thinking about. But I do remember going to my first NFL practice, because I had another receiver, the older guy, Jonathan Krause, who played at the Titans when I was at Vandy. He gave some tickets to some practices. But I think my first game might have been the one I participated in, if I'm not mistaken.
What was that experience like? Kind of walking on the field for the first time?
Yeah, it was dope, man. It was dope. It was a lot of fun, a lot of butterflies, a lot of just like anxiety for real. But it was bittersweet. I think my first preseason game, I think it was against the Chargers, if I'm not mistaken. It might have been against the Chargers. Then my next one was against the Broncos in Arizona. And so, but yeah, it was a lot of butterflies, man. But crazy to think now, from then to now, 8 years is crazy. So yeah.
If one of your teammates goes viral for a dance, who would it be? A celebration dance.
It would have to probably be one of my teammates here.
Yeah.
Had to be Pat Bryant. Yeah, had to be Pat. Had to be PB for sure. Yeah.
He's got some moves. He hasn't shown yet.
He does. He's shown, and it's crazy because he's just shown some today, which is crazy. So that's why I thought of. But I definitely think PB for sure, 1,000%.
You just got here, but what is your favorite Bronco uniform that you're hoping to see or that you've seen so far?
Yeah, man, I'm liking the all orange, but man, I'm really drawn to the old school. I really like the old school ones with the blue helmet. But I think there's a lot of good combinations, that they can put them with orange, with the navy blue at the bottom. There's a lot of different things that you can mix with. But because I was in Miami as well too, and I like that orange. But I think that navy blue and the orange is gonna go really well. So yeah.
And who's got the best shoe game on the team?
I'm saying me. For sure. I'm saying me. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm saying me. And probably the best dressed too. Me too. Shout out to my wife, Marcella Sherfield Style. She's a stylist and she gets me right for every game. So yeah.
All right, we can't wait to see it, man. Appreciate it. Trent Sherfield, wide receiver, Denver Broncos. Thanks for watching.